to meet the future needs for this community. And the subsequent phase will total just about 342 million Jamaican dollars. This is a significant cost, but I am sure that you will agree that with us at the NWC, that is absolute necessary enhancing the quality of life and fostering economic opportunities in this region. And quite frankly, this is our job at the NWC, and our act states that we are responsible for providing and improving water services throughout the island of Jamaica, and we take that job very seriously. One of our strategic objectives in 25-26 is to improve service reliability to 90%, and we are aiming to extend our service coverage to 85%. On behalf of the NWC team, several of whom are here today who participate in ensuring that the project reach at this stage. I also extend my sincere gratitude to Most Honorable PM, Minister Samuda, the Mayor, the Member of Parliament who lobby for the community. Your continued commitment to the national development and community empowerment is truly commendable, and your presence here today underscores that commitment. As we at the NWC continue on the journey to deliver to the nation a sustainable and efficient water supply system, I want to reaffirm our commitment embedded in our motto: serving you is all we do. Thank you for the opportunity to serve in you, and I wish all here today a pleasant afternoon. Thank you.
Thank you, President. And so we're going to move right along, but as you check with your program, I ask you just to allow for a quick adjustment. We're going to proceed with the greetings from the Member of Parliament and also from Minister. And then we will come to keynote presentation from the Most Honorable Prime Minister. Then we take the items right after his presentation. We ask you just to honor us with the adjustment. I also want to point to my two screens on right and left. They are providing just a loop of the project details. And one of the things you will note is that the population now is actually 8,000 residents that stand to benefit. Our initial check in 2011 was 3,200. And as the population grew, it obviously underlined the need for a project like this. And that is why we're breaking ground today. All right? So I go to my greetings. And so we want to welcome your Member of Parliament, Honorable William J.C. Hutchinson.
Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Andrew Holness, Minister Matthew Samuda, Mayor, Your Worship, other distinguished ladies and gentlemen, those from the NWC, those visiting from outside, I give you a warm welcome to the constituency of Northwest St. Elizabeth. It is one where, over the years, we have been struggling in this constituency for infrastructure development, and we look at roads and water. And it is one where, in 1997, when I came into this constituency, it was one where we had bad roads right across the constituency. They even planted banana tree on this road in 1997 when I came here. And it is one where I must say that going through the constituency now, we have 15 main roads in the constituency. And I can say that every one of the main roads have been rehabilitated under this JLP government. It is one, as some of you might see, whereby all that we are doing now is patching the roads. Many of you might know, and I am going to be very frank with you, it is one where during the time of the other government, we found that Northwest St. Elizabeth was left behind. It was said that when all other constituencies were getting roads, it was put out there, no roads for Northwest St. Elizabeth. We have said no, that we are now moving on. And I say that because this same road here, when it was being done, I said to the contractors, you have to hold strain because we are looking to put in water pipes from Whitehall to Newmarket. And it doesn't make sense that you asphalt the road and then you have to go and dig it up to put in the pipes. So I told them, hold strain until the pipes are put in. But you know what about this thing? When I came in 1997, I saw $5 million in the budget to start this pipeline. $5 million to start it. And after I came in, the following year, the $5 million disappeared. It was taken out, and for 10 years, we saw nothing whatsoever. It wasn't until 2007, 10 years after, that the JLP government started the project again. After 2011, it went to rest again with the other government. Now, we find that at this time, this government coming in under Dr. Andrew Holness resurrected the project and said that the people of Newmarket must now get water. It is one where we have started, and there is a lot of problems that we had to overcome. But I want to thank Mr. Yannick Watson, who works out of the Prime Minister's office, for the work that he did during the last couple months, cooperating with the other agencies to make sure that the project would have been started this year. And Mr. Watson, I want to thank you for the meetings that you have held and the coordination that you did to make sure that this project is on stream for this year. Ladies and gentlemen, plenty of you look around and you wonder how come this is happening. Let me tell you point blank. We have a visionary Prime Minister who has put in place a strong, robust, and I would call it one where you have the economy in a way where it cannot be going any better. People are saying, we're going in the wrong direction. Which other direction you want it to go in? When you see the developments that are taking place right across the country, and it's just not one, all of them being done at the same time. And I say that we want to say a big thank you to the Prime Minister, this project is in his ministry, and we want to thank him for making sure that Newmarket is now on the map, that we will now receive water at this time. Ladies and gentlemen, as you might all know, and I just want to say, it is one where, it might be one where I will be here to turn on the water. But I want to say to you, it is one where I will always be here. It is one where I have someone who is coming in to take over from me as Member of Parliament. And just to stand up, Mr. Andrew Morris, who is going to be taking over from me, because this constituency has developed more than any other constituency as far as infrastructure is concerned. And we want to say a big thank you for all of you who have stood by my side, stood with me, worked with me through all the difficulties and problems to make sure that we have firmly planted our foot as you say that. I just want you to understand. I'm just saying to you, my mission now is to help other constituencies in the country here, especially in the West, because we want to make sure that those other constituencies come home so that Dr. Andrew Holness can remain the Prime Minister of this country. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm overwhelmed this morning. I tell you, I feel good. It has been a long stretch that we have been doing. And I say, keep the faith. The good Lord has been with us. Let us keep faith and keep it going. God bless you all, ladies and gentlemen.
Come on, put your hands together for Member of Parliament. We now make, as we move speedily along, yes, Honorable Matthew Samudo comes to us with his brief greetings. Please make him welcome.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of Happy Grove. Allow me to observe the protocol which has been established, but to extend special greetings to the Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Andrew Holness, and of course, Member of Parliament, J.C. Hutchinson. Prime Minister, I know you may have wondered which one of the projects you are coming to in St. Elizabeth as you passed the pipeline work taking place in Gutters. As you remember, I was asking also for a commissioning date for middle quarters. And yet, you'd have also passed Ruin It. That's the appropriate pronunciation, correct? Run It. In the area of Pepper. So this is one of 5 projects that are taking place in the very near vicinity, Prime Minister. We are investing at an unprecedented rate in the people of St. Elizabeth, and it would not have been appropriate to allow the community of Newmarket to not benefit from that investment. It is why this afternoon we formally commence the construction phase of the Newmarket water supply project, and we will invest 342 million Jamaican dollars into your community. That investment means 8,000 residents will have potable water when the project is complete. The project, very simply, will involve infrastructure work at the well in the community, installation of 2 major relief stations, installation of 3 major supply tanks, and some pipe work to connect the pipes done under the Mid-P project between 2018 and 2020, with installation of a further 1.5 kilometers of 6-inch pipes, Mr. MP, Minister, and Fred. This is a major capital investment. This project is not being undertaken with debt. It is using the revenue of NWC to invest in the people of Newmarket, and we assure you the project will be done quickly and done well. And certainly if you have any concerns during the construction phase, I know I will get a call from your Member of Parliament and of course His Worship the Mayor, because we know they take this project very, very seriously. I would like to bring you up to date on one other project, Prime Minister, as I'm being very, very economical with the time. Prime Minister, you announced in November a major amnesty program to further benefit Jamaican people. We know that there are families that have been disconnected from the supply who are within the utility footprint because of major leaks they may have had in the past. You instructed that Jamaicans must have water. And we will be a caring government, and we will invest in ensuring that they have that water, whether it is through new infrastructure or for pensioners, persons on path, and those Jamaicans who are having a hard time paying the water bills that may have existed even before they had the property that they have. As such, Mr. Prime Minister, we have completed the reconnection of over 1,300 customers who didn't have water before your announcement thus far. Mr. Prime Minister, we have a further 8,438 customers that are going through the process that will be reconnected this month, Mr. Prime Minister. Prime Minister, we have invested with this amnesty so far with the customers that are reconnected by giving them back a write-off of $156 million, Prime Minister. And with the other 8,000 plus customers that are awaiting, we are giving back to our citizens a further 500 million plus, Prime Minister. So your government is investing to show that it cares. It's investing to ensure that when we turn on the pipes, there is water in it. And Prime Minister, this community of Newmarket cannot be left behind, and we're happy to start the project today. Thank you.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, you notice Minister directed his last couple statements to who? And so I just say to you, please make welcome to the platform the Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you very, very much. It's so good to be with you today. To be in, you know, I can't say this is my birth parish, but I spent quite a bit of time here, and I do have family here, and I consider it home, and I know this area very well. Lovely, lovely people. You know, it's a bit hot sometimes, but you know when it rains heavily here. But agricultural belt, the people here are independent-minded people, hard-working people, and I received a report from SSP Minto as to how well this area is doing, that crime is down generally, murders are down, no murders in this area since the beginning of the year. Thank the Lord. We pray for that to continue. We pray that the hearts of the criminals are touched. Peace is something valuable, and it requires all of us to be wardens of the peace. Tell us what you know about the criminals, and let us get them out of the communities. Criminals don't help your community. The gangs don't help your community. They are not Robin Hood. They are there to rob your neighborhood. Get them out. But I'm not here to speak on the issue of crime and violence that has plagued the nation for more than 40 years. But we are making good progress on it. When crime is high, everyone complains. And every second article, every newspaper report, every television report is about a murder, a murder, a murder. Until it desensitizes the country. It is now time that we resensitize the country that Jamaica can be a peaceful place, that there can be days and months without murders in Jamaica. We must build that expectation in our people that we are genuinely, truly peace-loving people, and that the criminals don't define us or reflect our values. And until we break that cycle, then we continue to give ear and space for criminals to act. But if we all make the determination that we're not going to allow the criminals in our community and that a high murder rate is not us as a people, then that is when you start to see the transformation. It starts in the mind and then in the outlook and the expectation, and then it transforms into action. I'm here today to participate in the groundbreaking ceremony for the Whitehall to Newmarket water project. The NWC supplies 78% of Jamaica with potable water, meaning water you can drink and do your domestic chores with. Treated water. 78% of the island. But just over 90% of the island has access to potable water because the NWC is not the only supplier of water in the country. NWC is what you call the main utility supplier. They put meter on your supply and you pay them monthly. And they are set up by the government specially to provide water. There are other smaller utility suppliers. For example, there are some water systems that are run by the municipal corporations, and there are some private water suppliers that provide water to certain communities and certain businesses. And so when you take what the NWC does, plus the other small water suppliers and the private water suppliers, 90% of Jamaica has access to water. Now bear in mind, the fact that a pipe runs across your yard or in front of your yard doesn't mean that you have the water. You have to be connected to it and there has to be water in the pipe. So the objective of the NWC is to run their pipes into more communities, past more yards, so that you can connect to it. So the objective of the NWC is to expand their footprint from 78% to 85%. Now, that's not an easy task. It took us over 100 years of making investment in pipes and water supply systems to get to 78%. But the NWC also has another objective, which is to increase the reliability and efficiency of the service. So it's one thing to make the capital investment to run the pipes past your yard and into your yard. It's another thing to make sure that there is always water in the pipes and at the pressure that you need it without having leaks in the system. So the NWC is pursuing two objectives. The objective that today's groundbreaking falls under is the objective of expanding the NWC's footprint. Because with this project, the Whitehall to Newmarket stretch never had NWC potable water before. Now you will have it. 8,000 persons in this region will have water where they didn't have it before. Some persons may be wondering, why are we making a ceremony out of this? It's very important. Because we have, as a people, been fed a steady diet of information, oftentimes untrue information, that nothing na go on. This is probably the first government that almost every single day of the week could have a groundbreaking, a handing over, a contract signing, a commissioning, because enough things are going on in a Jamaica under the Andrew Holness-led government. Enough things. And I want you to appreciate this point. This year, the government of Jamaica will spend over $20 billion on water. Over $20 billion on water. Under the Spark program, which is to deal with roads, we change the road policy. You know, we don't only build roads. We build a utility corridor. The utility of public transportation for vehicles and buses. The utility for internet broadband cables to be run. The utility of water and sewage. So whenever we are going to do a road, we pay close attention to the water infrastructure. So we're going to be spending about $2.5 billion, when I said this year, within the budget year to come, on pipes for the Spark program. When persons hear about the NHT, they only think about housing. But the NHT is going to be spending close to $1 billion on improving existing housing infrastructure, including the water supply to those housing schemes, which will include water and sewage. Then we have rural water, and rural water has been doing an amazing job with the small little projects all over Jamaica. The little entombments and springs and solar pumps and school catchment, all kinds of little programs. They're going to be spending about $1 billion in small projects. The Jamaica Social Investment Fund, they are going to be spending another significant amount on water projects in communities right across Jamaica. But what I like about this now is that for the first time in a long while, the NWC has been able to fund water projects out of its budget. This year, the government is going to step up to the plate and put, I'm not going to say how much until the budget is read, but we're going to put in a lot of money into water projects to support the NWC. Already, the NWC has $7.3 billion of projects under contract, meaning that they have gone through project development, they have gone through procurement, and now they have signed contracts with the various contractors to execute, like this one. All that they are waiting on now is for the budget to be read and the warrant to be issued so that they can say, all right, contractor, I mobilize you. I give you some money to start. And that, you know, is a little process that we go through. We read the budget and then we just bust the NWC. We're not busting a pipe, but we're going to just bust the NWC so that them can get on with this $7.3 billion. But more than that, they already have $2.9 billion in procurement, which is additional to this 7.3. So we have works lined up technically. Every week I could be doing a groundbreaking, a commissioning, or a contract signing. And once they get into that train, those projects are underway. Yeah. And that is how this government works. So when they come to you with the negativity about not now go on, you may not see what is happening. But it's not just the groundbreaking, which is a snap of a finger. No. We have been working for years before, ensuring that we can secure the revenues to do the projects the right ways, do all the checks and system balances and make sure that there is no corruption in it. That when the projects are delivered, they are sustainable and they will endure for years. So when you see groundbreaking, we have been working 2 years, 3 years before bringing it through a process, and we have all kinds of projects, not in a pipeline. Our projects are on a track. So we have a train line of projects to come. And this one, we just reach its stop and we let it off. Now, recently, last week, I was in South St. James. And I stopped at a lovely community called Roehampton. And a gentleman there accosted me, as well as a few very beautiful young ladies who surrounded me and defended me as well. But both the person who accosted me and those who embraced me had a similar concern: water. This is a community that has not had water in decades. In fact, one of the young ladies told me that she never born come say potable water, piped water. But the expectation of this generation of Jamaicans is much higher, because we live in a global community. We don't want to have to be going outside to stand pipe and outside bathroom. We want water inside. Yes, that's the standard, and that's why the NWC has the target of the 85% coverage of the island. But more than that, this young lady who told me that she worked at one of the popular supermarkets in St. James, she said to me, "Prime Minister, I have to pay $9,000 every week to fill my tank." And that is, when she said it to me, I could understand the anger. She don't care, and maybe rightfully so, that the government is spending over $20 billion on water. She don't care that projects are being done. What she wants to see is when the water is going to reach her gate. So I took the time to try and explain what we were doing. The good thing was that for that community, a few months before, I had gone to the area of Shettlewood, and we had broken ground for a $660 million water supply project from Shettlewood to Anchovy that would bring water all along that route, which would include the people of Roehampton. So my friends in Roehampton that I visited last week, if you are listening to this, I want you to be assured that there was a little delay. And the delay had to do with pipes and other contracting issues. Those have been resolved. And the acting president of the NWC has assured me that work has resumed in the area, and that in 3 to 4 months, the people of Roehampton should be able to be connected to the system. But just to be clear, the entire project will have another 12 months to be completed, because a big project, $660 million, and it includes the installation of not just pipes, but several sophisticated pumps that we are now using to ensure that those pumps last longer and are more energy efficient. So, to that young lady, I went back to my desk, I checked on the project, and I made sure that it was back on track and that you will get your water. But I also looked into the budget to see how we can help those persons who have to be paying for water because the utility doesn't reach them, for which water is taking up a significant part of their small income. And we are going to be making some announcements in the budget when it comes around as to how we're going to assist those persons. So I want Jamaica to understand that you have an active government. A listening government. We're not afraid of the people, you know, so we go face them. We take the cussing. Because we understand, you know, that sometimes the people themselves are just frustrated. They don't know, and so you have to take the time to teach. So you notice anytime I talk, you know, I try to bring the knowledge and the information and bring it to the people. Because Jamaicans are, at their core, understanding people. So I have explained it here, and I'm going to explain it again, and I have given the information to the Member of Parliament, and I have tasked him to go and find those people and give them the information so that they understand. I use this as an example because there are many communities in Jamaica, even though we cover 78% of these communities, 90% if you take the overall water system, but that 10% that doesn't have water is very frustrating. And we are working rapidly to increase the NWC's footprint, not just in terms of the expansion like what we're doing here, but to improve the reliability and efficiency of the system. We're going to reach you. For those communities who have been suffering for decades, don't believe that you are left out. Sometimes we have been accused as a government as not communicating everything that we're doing. But, you know, I don't agree with that. Between JIS, OPM comms, and the various communications arm of the ministries, every day we put out information. Every day. People are not interested. There is a saying, you know, not everything that the public is interested in is in the public's interest. Sometimes we spend a lot of time consuming false information, negative information, and today it's very difficult to figure out what is true and what is not because people are trying to mislead you. My job in this environment, therefore, is to come out and speak up and put on events like these and use up the traditional and the non-traditional media to bring it to you in ways that you can understand and appreciate. So don't sit back in your community and don't go and search for the true information. The information is up on website and on my page and all over to see when your community is going to be dealt with. The government of Jamaica will bring water to everybody's yard. Yes. But we can't do it all the same time. In the budget debate, I urge you to listen to it. I'm going to take the time, as I have done budget debates and budget debates before, to call out the names of communities that are on the plan for water. The minister who I have tasked with the direct operations of the NWC oversight will be given the task to specifically update all of these communities with where we are in the plan. Whether you are in the concept development, which is the planning phase, whether you are in the design phase, after you develop the concept, then you have to go and do the specific designs. And then when you finish that, you go to another phase that they now call public investment, where they go and interrogate the project to see if it makes sense, if it's a waste of taxpayers' money, if it deserves to be funded. And then after it passes that phase, then it goes to the procurement, meaning that we have to publicly advertise for somebody to actually come and do the works, and we take the best tender. And then after we do that, then we go to contracting. We have to go sign up legal document to say, yes, we are going to give you the work and you will get the budget to do it. And then after that, then you have the time it takes to actually execute the work. And then after that, we have the commissioning. So don't believe that nothing not go on. Enough things are going on. Take the time and find out what is happening for you. And Minister, I know you have been doing an excellent job, but we are in the period now where we have to make the people know. Because without information, the people will perish. Without true information, the people will perish. So, my friends in Whitehall and Newmarket, thank you so much for turning out. Thank you for the hospitality and the wonderful welcome. God bless you. Water is life.
Thank you, Prime Minister. Come on, put your hands together one more time. As we allow some of that to, using a water term, to sink in, we're gonna now take some entertainment. The youngsters would have prepared for the most honorable Prime Minister, and we want to allow them a chance to shine as well. And so we'll be taking young Miss Granston from the Beersheba Primary School first, and then the home school gets to take the feature presentation. That's Happy Grove Primary and Infant High. Infant, beg your pardon. So please make welcome Beersheba Primary. She is to stage left, so turn your attention that way, please.
From the Jamaica Labour Party. Alexander Bustamante from the Jamaica Labour Party. One love, me say one love, one people, and one heritage. Talk me a talk, me nan yam no bread. Me proud of the heroes, them fight for we, them free we from slavery. One love, me say one love, one people, and one heritage. Talk me a talk, me nan yam no bread.
So that's one love. Come on, put your hands together. And now we have our second item from the Happy Grove Primary and Infant School. Please make the group welcome.
Water project aga start. Uno can't stop it. Water project aga start. Uno can't stop it. Sound the alarm. Blow the trumpet. Sound the alarm. Blow the trumpet. Water we want. Water we get. Water we want. Water we get. Long time we not get no running water. Thank God we water crisis over. Water for the people them in the community them. What have the crops in our school garden? No more empty drama road in our head. No more bad pan jacuzzi instead. We got the MP and the mayor. And welcome, the Prime Minister. We thank you for the computers. Can we get the rest of this, sir? Additional classrooms. Resource center. Security we get. And camera. Finish the fences.
All I'll say is that since today was a free event, we're going to charge for the talent in the water bills. Is that all right? Come on, put your hands together one more time.
Yo, you know, when you come on here, the mobile man, them want to bad you up. You ever realize that?
No. I'm on live here. You live? Huh? Okay, them make the mayor talk.
Mayor talk? So why mayor talk after PM?
Maybe because you PM. Kill the order, yeah? Whitehall.
Can turn on that, please turn on that, turn on that.
And one of the relift pumps as well to take us from here, take the water from here up to Louisville. In Louisville, there will be a 100,000 gallon tank, which will serve as a distribution to take the water back down to the communities of Whitehall, Happy Grove, Louisville, and out to Newmarket.
So this is not just a symbolic groundbreaking.
No, the tank will actually be
The tank will
here.
actually be here.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. All right, let's go. All right, we lift it. And then after my count, all the cameras are ready. All right, we're going to go to 1 million. Everybody's ready? 1 million.
Good job. Good job,
All right, good.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.